Hi guys, JB and Minot here. And this week I'm going to give my first impressions of this game, codenamed S.T.E.A.M, from Intelligent Systems, the same people who brought you Fire Emblem and Advance Wars for the 3DS and the DS. And they also have them for the Game Boy Advance. All excellent games. Anyhow, codenamed S.T.E.A.M is a mixture between a tactical or strategy RPG and a third-person shooter. It takes place in an alternate America or an alternate world in the 1860s and 1870s where everything's run by steam. They have airships made of steam, their weapons are powered by steam, etc., etc. And you're part of this group called S.T.E.A.M, which is run by Abraham Lincoln in a steampunk uniform. And these aliens invade the Earth, and it's your job to go through different missions to thwart the aliens or to get away from the aliens and whatnot. Basically, it's kind of the same gameplay as a game called Valkyria Chronicles for the PS3. They also got it for the PSP. And there are some sequels to this too, which I don't think ever made it to these shores. But anyhow, you're using strategy. You're moving around the board, and you're trying to use action points. Actually, in the game, they're called steam. You have a boiler on your back, and depending on how much steam you have in that boiler, depends which refreshes every turn that you have. It gives you the number of action points that you can do, the movement, and how many times you can shoot and whatnot. Let's go over the pros of this game. The pros, it's got very charming graphics and cutscenes. They're comic book style cutscenes, and they're very cute. They're bright graphics, excellent graphics. I like the rousing music during some parts, especially when you're using a power, an upgraded power, kind of like John Philip Sousa type music. Anyhow, those are the pros, but unfortunately, those are the only pros. The cons. The gameplay isn't really original. I've seen this kind of gameplay before, like I said, Valkyria Chronicles, and it was done much better in that game. There's no map overview. During the game, when you're going against the aliens in the mission, the aliens are obviously spawning from somewhere, and sometimes they just pop up out of nowhere, and you can't see where they're coming from, so you can't really avoid them. You know, if you had a map overview of where these guys are spawning from, you can know to stay away from them. But you can't do that with this game because there's literally no map overview. You can use wireless, all kinds of different technology, but they couldn't figure out a way to show you a map. Okay, spotty aim. Sometimes you have to be almost right on top of an alien to shoot them. And because the weapons that you have, the range weapons, don't have a whole lot of range. And they don't have enough power to really harm the aliens very much. You got to shoot them 2 or 3 times. The problem is each shot is an aim point or a bunch of steam, and you don't get many of them. Which brings me to the chintzy action points, or the chintzy amount of steam. You might be able to move maybe twice and then shoot something. You know, if you try to shoot twice, you're not moving barely anywhere. It's just that it's so chintzy. And just you can barely move, and God forbid you move into their side of fire because they have what is called an overview mode. If at the end of a turn you or the enemy have steam in your reservoir, when an enemy comes up in your line of sight, you can shoot them, and the same thing with the enemy. So you can be moving, and all of a sudden you come to a screeching halt because he's shooting at you. And movement in this game feels like pulling teeth. And sometimes you'll move to an obstacle and you'll remove that obstacle out of the way. The problem is there'll be an obstacle after that you didn't get to see that only your partner can move. And so guess what? You've got to move your ass out of the way to get him over there. Which also brings me to, let's go ahead and talk about this. One thing I hate. It seems like you're always one action point from accomplishing a goal. There are areas on the map or in the area where you can reload your steam or you can repair your buddies or whatnot, and it seems like you're always following one action point short of these goals. That you have to wait until the next, until it's your next turn. And, of course, by that time, the aliens come in and they kill you, so you don't have the actual opportunity on the next turn to do that. And you always, if you have a grenade launcher, you can't really aim. Every time you try to aim for the enemy, he's always just one grid short, further away than where you can aim. It's always one less or one more than anything of what you need. And it's like it's programmed Murphy's Law or programmed irony, and that just bothers me. I don't, Okay, now the other thing, another one, you can't spread out. In Fire Emblem and Advance Wars, I understand there are times where you kind of have to stick together to get through a battle. In this game, if you even think about spreading out to get more rewards and whatnot, you get killed. Okay, you can't spread out at all. And sometimes it just hinders your movement. Predictable deaths. If you are like the boss battle, I was one grenade from killing the boss. However, I didn't have enough action points to shoot that grenade. So I wait. Guess what? During the boss's turn, he kills the guy with the grenade launcher. So, and I knew that was going to happen. I said, watch, this is going to happen. And just to me, it's like I said, programmed Murphy's Law or programmed irony. And I didn't care for that. One of the last cons I have with this game, and I think is inexcusable, the load times of the enemy. It takes almost 90 seconds to get the enemy to stop moving or to take all their actions that they need to take. It takes a while. And 9 times out of 10, you're just sitting there looking at nothing while they do it. And to me, that's just, that's just long. There should never be that long a loading time on a 3DS game. Overall, I think this is the worst. Oh, upgrades. Lack of upgrades. I can't call this an RPG because in an RPG they have upgrades. Here they claim to have upgrades, but I haven't seen them yet. I'm on the 4th chapter, the 3rd or 4th chapter of the game, and you buy an upgrade, and I don't see the difference between that upgrade and what you had before. So the upgrades are really not really there. It's like I said, if you want a tactical RPG or a strategy RPG that with a shoot with guns, you'd be better off getting Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Shadow Wars, or get Fire Emblem Awakening. That's a great game too. Or get Valkyria Chronicles. I think this game should have been called Codename Steaming Pile. I think it's, like I said, it's one of the worst tactical games I've ever played. I don't know why it's got a 71% on Metacritic.com, but there's my first impression of this game. I'd say if you're going to get it as a collector, wait until it goes down in price. Don't get it at $40. Get it at 20 or less if you can wait a few years. Anyway, there's that. Okay, guys, that's my first impression of the game Codename Steam. Hopefully I'm wrong about these first impressions. I hope that as I play longer, the game gets better. I can't see it. I've already played it for well over 5 hours. The missions take what should be 5-minute missions take about an hour because of the crap that they put in there. And oh well, what can I say? Hopefully, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. If you disagree, let me know. Write in the comment and let me know. In the meantime, I hope you all have a great rest of your March. Hope you have a great first day of spring, and I hope to talk to you soon. In the meantime, God bless. Bye-bye.